All right, kids, Dad just came on the radio and he said he's been looking for this field for a couple of weeks now. It's the last cornfield. Morning. Cold morning.
It is time to get the coffee pot fired up.
Hadn't updated the board in a while, but that's roughly where we're at. So tonight, or today, should knock out probably another 80 acres of corn. And we'll be that much closer to being done. These will not take long, and those won't take long, but we want to get this corn while it's too wet to do the beans. So Brad is helping us today, so we have a fairly full crew. Him and BJ are bringing 2 trucks over here from last night, the corn trucks. Kind of dump those. The other grain system, the slower one, we're going to try to get it up and going here in the next 30 minutes. Dad's going to go run a load of corn while we're dumping these. Just get that dryer started bright and early. It is out of corn at the moment. And to get anything done over here, we got to keep that dryer going all the time. We are just about full here. There's not a lot of space there. That bin's completely full, and that bin will hold a little bit. But we only need to cram about 10,000 more bushels here. And then if we have any more space, maybe we'll bring some corn from that other farm over here. I mean, if we have space here, we will be doing that. All right, looks like it's go time. Combine's out. Looks like he's fueled up. I think he's ready to go. So I guess now the plan is that BJ, Dad, and Brad are going to run 4 loads of corn here. That'll run this dryer all day pretty well. I'm going to go over to the other grain system, transfer some grain around, top off the big bin. Fun. I bet it's even warmer up there on top of that big bin. Nice and toasty, I bet. Yep, time to clock in. Bright and early for us. 9:36. Well, hammer some acres today, folks. Hammer, I say. Uh-oh. I'm not going to be hammering any acres for very long. A couple hours, I might get some def, so I think I can make a lunch. 3 or 4 truckloads out of this field to get the dryer rolling at this farm, then move right down the lane and finish up where we were at yesterday. I think there's about 45 acres left over there, so get it knocked out today. Probably come right back to this field to finish up and get that dryer running all night. I don't know. I'm fully expecting a change of plans, though. I'm sure at some point Dad will say, hey, you know what? We ought to run some beans. Yeah. So he's not wrong. We probably should run some beans. It's supposed to pour down rain tomorrow. So we'll get done what we get done, I guess. There's a deer laying in the field, avoiding the youth hunt. So this field that Dad's running, this is the one that had partial strip till and partial non-strip till. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any difference. Hopefully Dad will share that information with us here soon. I'm very curious. I don't know, the way we're doing this in just pieces, I don't even know if he'll get to that part of the field today. We should be able to do about 20-25 acres this morning before we run out of space here, and then we'll probably come back and do 20-25 acres later this evening here. So BJ's Midland took a dump on him. That is probably either the first or it's definitely one of the first batches of Midlands we got back in 2018. And I had a spare, so we're gonna run this out to him. I'm sure he would like it better if Dad couldn't yell at him on the radio, but it's kind of crucial to be able to talk to your cart operator sometimes. Oh, we got everything transferred out of the middle bin into the big bin. We need to climb up there and just double check our space. We have about a foot, and then we took 2 or 3 loads out of the bin. So I know we can hold a few thousand bushels, but I still want to go up there and just confirm that. We'll have pretty good airflow. Whew. All right, we've been transferring for about an hour now.
So I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. We'll go pick us up some ham sandwiches. They're probably, well, they've probably done 3 loads by now, 3 or maybe 4. So eat an early lunch, move to the next farm, and then we'll be hauling corn into here again. Which is so much faster.
Moving into another field. And Brian is bringing us lunch. Hot diggity. Hot diggity dog. At 11:40. 20 more minutes and I'd starve to death.
So Dad and BJ and Brad, they're gonna start running up at the other field. I'm gonna dump the last truck here, then I'll take it up there and we'll both be trucking and all be peachy. All right, we're doing the first load over here at the newer grain bins. So much faster. So Brad's already dumped a couple. So Brad is right behind me. I do think if we had 2 truck drivers all the time, we could get away with running both of them in corn. That maybe next year. Because after today, we're only gonna have about 100 acres of corn, it looks like. Just about done with this field. I think Dad said he has about 10 acres left. I mean, we're really whittling down on corn acres. Neighbor over here, they don't have any Devastator or stalk stompers. For some reason, that's a tongue twister for me, or anything. Yeah, these are Devastators. No, it's a lot more pleasant turning around a truck in this field than that field. Really anxious to see how these stalks deteriorate over winter, or how they chop up with the Turbo Max, not the Turbo Max, the accelerator. I keep forgetting we're accelerating, we're not turbo maxing. We got room to dump this truck now. I'm waiting on Dad to move back over to this farm, so we'll go ahead and dump this. Free up some space. Okay, changing gears, we're back over here at the other grain bins. I know this is confusing, you should try living it. But anyways, this is the last truckload from that farm. I'm dumping it here. I'm going to climb up and check some bin levels. We may bring some other trucks over here today and dump them once we fill up that dryer. That way we can keep running a little bit longer. I think we can hold, I need to check on that one, the wet bin. We have a little bit of space in this big bin, and as much airflow as we're getting in that bin, if we have 16% corn, we can put it right in that bin. And there's a little bit of space in this bin over here. Turns out we're pretty full. That bin is just coned down a little bit from where I transferred. This bin will hold down another load, and I need to climb that one still. So the other dryer is completely full. I brought this load over here. We're putting it in the big bin. That big bin's pretty full. In fact, I'm going to go up there and watch it after this first hopper. That might be all we can dump for a little while. We're very full. Good problem to have. But by the time we fill all the trucks and the cart, we should be able to dump one more truck over there at the other dryer. And by then, I mean, we're going to be very late in the evening, so we'll see. But hey, we're going to end up knocking out about 100 acres of corn today. Back to the top. All right, that bought us some time. It fit, so yeah, now we can keep going for a little bit longer. So each truckload is between 4 and 6 acres. If it's 200 bushel corn, that's 5 acres. They hold roughly 1,000. Depending on where we're going, we can, sometimes cram 1,200 bushel in them. But each truck's about 4 to 6 acres, usually. Now I should say that's in corn.
He's running away from me. Come back. Hey, come back. Come here.
Taxi service. So we are taking one more truck to the other grain bins because we want to keep running, and this place is full on wet storage.
This field we've been looking for, last one. It's a big one.
So we're in a 120 acre cornfield, but this is the last cornfield, like he said. But we can probably get about 15 acres up before we're full tonight. And then we'll only have 105. We might only have 100. We've done a little bit of it already. Just a little bit though.
Dad just called. We are going to switch. I think he's tired of sitting in that combine. He's been in there for about 12 hours now. But yeah, I'm gonna go hop in the combine for a little bit. So we're only gonna be able to run about another 10, maybe 15 acres of this field. We should, well, we probably won't have it even all the way opened up yet, but we'll be pretty close. Opening up a field is always the slowest part of combining a field. Lots of backing up and just not real efficient. So I'm glad we're on the last field, but I'm gonna miss this. I love combining corn. I'm ready for a little break, but I could do this for another 6 weeks. Now, I don't want to drag out this last 100 acres for 6 weeks, but like if we had, you know, like a couple thousand more acres of corn to run and it would take 6 weeks, I'd be game. Come on, little fella. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Get on over here now. Good. Back to production. Well, that's going to be it for tonight. Those are the last bushels for today. So this has been one of our better corn days. For as much bouncing around and moving and finagling and stuff.
How much storage do we have left at the depot?
For as much moving around as we've done, we did 104 acres, and that's probably around 25,000 bushels. So for us, that's not terrible. So people ask why we keep a broom on the combine. I'll show you. Because you end up with a lot of fodder on your combine. Especially if you don't have to move very often. We haven't had to fold this head up in about 50 acres, so. Much better, much better. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Dryer's gonna run for a while. We've dumped all we can dump. It's gonna rain tonight. I'm going home. Thanks for watching. Made a pretty good dent in it. We should finish here in a few days. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.